see. All right. Hi, everyone. As you are coming in, here are just some housekeeping. First of all, welcome to the NJACAC conference. Just a few housekeeping things before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenter at any time of the during any time of the presentation. This presentation will be only 45 minutes long. This presentation is also being recorded and will be available within the week at njacac.org/virtual-affair. And you can also view other events and stuff happening with NJACAC at njacac.org/virtual-affair. And I'd now like to turn it to our presenter.
Awesome, thank you so much. So I'm going to start off by sharing my screen for you all just to get my presentation up and running for you all. Give me one quick second. Let me see here. There we go. Alrighty. So I just want to say thank you so much for all taking time out of your day today to just come meet with me and learn a little bit more about Suffolk University. My name is Patrick Dean and I'm one of the admissions counselors here. And before I get started and before I jump into all the statistics about Suffolk University, what we have to offer and everything from the admissions counselor point of view, I really want to start off by bringing in some students and talking about some students' perspectives and really start addressing the question of why Suffolk University. And that's probably the question that brought you all here today to learn a little bit more about Suffolk. So first things first, we have one of our students, Abby, right over here. She was a graphic design major who graduated in 2019. One of the things that drew her to Suffolk University is she was originally from a small town and she really wanted the big city feel of Suffolk and she wanted to really be incorporated in Boston. The next student right over here we have is Matthew. He's actually going into his senior year right now, so a very exciting time for him, and he majors in environmental science. One of the biggest reasons that drew him to Suffolk was our proximity to the Massachusetts State House and other internship opportunities that we have in the city. He really loves that we focus on hands-on experience, and he could get out of the classroom and use what he learned in the classroom out in his field. And finally, another one of our students who just graduated in 2019 and one of our former ambassadors named Morgan, one thing that she really wanted was the small class sizes, but she didn't want to be in an isolated community. She wanted the small community, but not totally isolated in there. So that's why she was really drawn to Suffolk, because we have that smaller community, but we're not isolated. We're very much in the center of the city of Boston. So really, Boston itself is the common theme for all of our three students and many of the other students that you'll meet during your time here. Our location is something that adds so much value to your academic and social experience. But we're not the only university located in the city. So what sets us apart from the other 35 universities that are in the greater Boston area? Well, for first things, we're the only university located right in the heart of downtown Boston. So here you're going to be immersed with fantastic culture of arts, entertainment, dining, and real-world experiences. And second, here we offer a true university experience. But what does a true university experience mean compared to just going to college, just going to classes every day, and just kind of going through the motions of it? Well, first things first, the reason that we have a true academic experience is we have more than 70 undergraduate programs here between the College of Arts and Sciences and the Sawyer School of Business. Between those two schools, we have just about 5,000 undergraduate students on campus. If we add in our graduate school, that's another 1,000 students, and then our law school has 1,000 students as well. So we have a total campus population of just about 7,000 students, undergraduate population of just under 5,000 students. And all of our students have access to interdisciplinary courses and courses that really cross the boundaries between the two schools. So if you happen to be something like a graphic design major in the College of Arts and Sciences, you're going to be able to take some marketing classes, maybe even pick up a marketing minor or do a marketing double major in graphic design and marketing to really enhance your skill set and diversify your background. A lot of graphic designers end up making their living in some type of marketing. So you can build the curriculum that'll help you achieve the goals that you want to. We also mean we have 19 NCAA Division III athletic programs. I'm the athletics liaison, so I work with our student athletes all the time. Right over here, we have the Ridgeway Gymnasium, where you can see, actually, first of all, we have the East Boston Sports Complex. We have our soccer and baseball fields. That's the Ridgeway Gymnasium, where we have our basketball and volleyball court. And this is probably one of my favorite pictures right over here. Every year, they do an event called Frozen Fenway, where they take Fenway Park and, exactly as it says, freeze it over and put a hockey rink in there. So we got some of our hockey players to actually do a scrimmage over there, which is really exciting. So even though we are located in the city, it is still absolutely possible to play sports. And we're just going to be moving into a brand new conference called the Commonwealth Coastal Conference. So it's going to be a little bit more competitive for us. So it's a really nice environment to be in. Our team started winning a bunch of championships. I know our baseball team won the GNAC championship. I think for the past 10 years, I believe they've won it 4 times. Our indoor track and field team just won the championship this year. And one of our coaches, Ashley Van Vetch, she is the women's soccer coach, is actually voted coach of the year this year. So we've been having a lot of success with athletics. So it's been a pleasure to be working with them. We also mean we have streamlined paths to advanced degrees that we offer here in our graduate school. Here you can get a head start on a master's degree and complete a BA or BS to an MA to MS in about 5 or 6 years. Or you can even try our 6-year law degree, working with our law school faculty and advisors while you're still an undergraduate student here. We really want you to be thinking about your academic journey as a whole, and not just what you're taking now and what classes you're going to be taking next semester. We want to show you how perfectly your undergraduate classes can lead into higher degrees, whether it be graduate school or law school, whichever one you would want to go into. And truly, we offer an education that takes full advantage of the city that surrounds us. Our classes regularly venture outside of the classroom and into the different companies, civic organizations, and government offices that all surround our campus, which leads to hand-on learning experiences with working professionals. For some examples that we have of this, probably one of my favorite examples is actually our student right over here, Olivia. She works in our TV studio that we have on campus, producing a segment called Suffolk in the City with NECN. So she's actually televised all throughout the New England region, giving updates on the city and updates of the campus on their nightly news program, which is a super important opportunity for her and everybody else on the team too that helps produce, shoot, and run the entire segment. Or we have an opportunity that I should have taken advantage of when I was doing my taxes this year. This is my first year doing my taxes by myself, and I struggle bust my way through the whole entire thing. So I absolutely should have taken advantage of some of our accounting majors who run tax prep clinics and help some of our staff members like me, faculty members, and some of our students file their taxes. So I'm definitely going to use their advice next year. Or we have some of our marketing majors actually doing market research at the different companies that we have in downtown Boston. Putting their new skills and knowledge to work like this as they learn, it will not only enhance their learning process, but it really builds the confidence of our students and provides practical experience so they can start laying the groundwork for a career before you even graduate. And really a big part of that is 4-credit internships. And 4-credit internships are a vital part of many of the courses here at Suffolk University. Our students are perfectly situated to take advantage of all of these opportunities, whether they're just a short walk or tea ride away. Here's just a short list of some of the organizations where some of our students have interned before. And again, it's really our location that makes all of this possible because these employees are honestly our next door neighbors. They know the university and they know our students and they know what they're going to get. They're going to get people who are competent, hardworking, and ready for a challenge, and students who are truly eager to learn by doing. Another great thing about being downtown is that many of our alumni end up working just right down the block from us. That means networking and mentorship opportunities just down the blocks as well. Plus, a lot of those successful alumni find it extremely easy to come back to campus as guest speakers, presenters, or mentors for many of our current students. We're so fortunate enough to be in the middle of Boston, so why wouldn't we take advantage of all of these resources to enhance your experience if you decide to go to school here? And really, here's the crazy thing of all of this. You will never be lost in the crowd, and you will be a name, you'll be a face and not just a number for us. Right now, we have a 15-to-1 student faculty ratio, and we have an average class size of just about 21 students. So you're never going to vanish into anonymity here. You're not going to sit in the back of a 300-person lecture hall. Your professors are really going to get to know your name, know your learning style, what your goals and aspirations are, and how to best service you. And all of these and although we have the opportunity for students to hold the role of a teacher's assistant, they are not physically teaching your classes. So all of your classes are going to be taught by our faculty members. So here at Suffolk University, you get the best of all possible worlds. All of the resources of a university combined with all of the opportunities of the city of Boston, where you are a name instead of just a number. And that's an extremely unique position to be in. And now you know a little bit more about Suffolk's unique position in the world. So the next natural question might be, what else? What more can I add? And honestly, there's so much more to add, and there is a world of involvement that we offer here. Coursework is obviously going to be the cornerstone of any education. But it's really not the only aspect of your college experience. There are many things to get involved at Suffolk University that will help expand your horizons and really focus on adaptive skills that will help you out in any field to go into, such as communication, teamwork, and leadership. Those are skills that everybody needs. To get started on some of the involvement, right now we have just over 100 clubs and organizations on campus, between those that are going to be run by students and those that are assigned a professional advisor. Here's just the tip of the iceberg of all of the clubs that we have, just to give you a range of the activities that we offer. If you have an interest, academic or otherwise, chances are there's going to be a campus group that shares that same interest as you. And it's one of the easiest ways to start making new friends on campus who are on the same wavelength as you. No matter what you're into, there's really going to be a good chance that you're going to have something in common with someone here at Suffolk University. There are also many ways that we help give back to the city. Like I've said time and time again on this presentation already, Boston gives us so much, so we want to do everything that we can to give back to the city. Our students have done 20,000 hours of community service, and community service is something that is written right into our mission statement. We love to give back to the city, and we love to see our students getting their hands dirty and giving back to the city as well. And this involvement can happen through some of our 20 service learning courses that we offer. You can go through our Center for Community Engagement, through some of those groups that I just talked about, or even just doing it on your own. If you're passionate about your ideals, we don't want you to wait until graduation to start getting involved where you want to get involved. And we will do everything we can to help you and support you to pursue your interest. Just to talk about some other programs that we offer here, one of my favorite ones is our Journey Leadership Program, which takes our students on different team building activities, not just in Boston, but going down to Washington, D.C., Florida, and even going down to Barbados for some of our students. We also offer alternative winter and spring break programs that go even further than this. Maybe students can go down to Cambodia and work for Habitat for Humanity like they did in 2018, I believe. So it's really some great experiences that we have here, and we feel so strongly about them that we will provide them at minimal to even no cost for some of our students. As a recent graduate, I graduated in college in 2019. I can tell you firsthand, these opportunities do not pop up all the time. So absolutely take advantage of them when they pop up for you to gain these travel opportunities. I wish that was probably my biggest regret in college. I never took any of these opportunities. So one of the reasons why I became an admissions counselor is to tell prospective students, don't do what I did. Seek out these opportunities and take advantage of them because it really gives you a great worldview. And really speaking of worldview and kind of campus makeup too, another great thing about being in the city of Boston is it really provides the perfect backdrop for campus diversity. People come from all over the world to Boston, just like people come from all over the country and all over the world to Suffolk University as well. Right now, about 19% of our student population is made up of international students, which makes us the third highest percentage in the entire country. And with that, there are more than a dozen culturally affinity organizations at Suffolk University, all run by students, all offering welcoming spaces and promoting and sharing all the unique qualities that our students bring to better our community. And our students truly span the spectrum of race, gender identity, sexual orientation, political persuasion, and income level. It's really a community that makes perfect sense in a multicultural and international city like Boston. And it's a very natural fit and one that helps prepare our students for a world that is built the same way, filled with different backgrounds, perspectives, and ideas to make our students more well-rounded. And speaking a little bit more on that broad worldview, we are very well known here at Suffolk for opening up the world to our students and giving our students many global opportunities. To start talking about our global opportunities, I'll first start talking about our study abroad program. So with our study abroad program, you have the choice to major at more than 50 partner institutions all throughout the world, in dozens of countries all throughout Europe, Asia, Latin America, and beyond, even down to Australia and down to South Africa too for students. Those are traditional semester or two study abroad programs. But sometimes a traditional semester or two might not fit into everybody's schedule or might not be comfortable for everybody. So that's totally okay. You have so many more options besides that as well. You could study abroad for just a summer if that's a little bit easier. You can take a week-long faculty-led study tour or take a course that includes a travel seminar, which also lasts just 1 week. Another option that you can take advantage of are ones that I just mentioned before, like our Journey Leadership Program and alternative breaks. Again, our students who have taken advantage of these opportunities have come back with truly life-changing experiences and say that they've meant so much to our students. But probably the cornerstone of our international experiences is actually our own campus. We have our very own campus located in Madrid, Spain. At Suffolk, you have the choice of starting your education in Madrid or at Boston. If you go to Madrid, you can actually study there for up to 2 years. You also have the chance to do a traditional semester, 2 semesters, or even a summer program. If you have a major in international relations, you can actually spend all 4 of your years at the Madrid campus. Although all the classes in Madrid are going to be taught in English, you will absolutely have exposure to the Spanish language and the Spanish culture. And your travel opportunities will multiply as well, with optional guided trips all throughout different locations in Spain. Finally, and probably one of my favorite opportunities that we offer here, Madrid is home to our week-long Global Gateway program. It might be the easiest and least expensive way to get spring break in Europe, and it's open to all Suffolk University first-year students during their spring semester. This is where you get to go to our Madrid campus for spring break and spend spring break in Madrid for one flat fee for your flight, housing, meals, everything, besides souvenirs you might want to bring back. And again, like I said before, these travel opportunities might not pop up all the time once you graduate. So absolutely take advantage of them and really experience these different travel opportunities and go hands-on in these different fields, especially if you're a student who might not be totally sold on the Madrid campus. You might not want to go directly into the Madrid. You want to start at Suffolk and then give Madrid a try. Take advantage of our Global Gateway program because there you can experience Madrid and then come back to Boston, finish up your first year, and then go back to Madrid for your sophomore year and maybe do a semester there or even do a summer program after that. It's just such a phenomenal opportunity, and I want all students to take advantage of that. So we covered a lot of ground about what makes Suffolk unique. But in the end, I think one of the most important questions that we might ask is where does this put you and what will you get out of all of these and all of these experiences? Well, first things first, you're going to graduate in a very good shape to pursue a career or an advanced degree. 99% of our students are working full-time or in a graduate program within a year of graduation. And 90% of our students right now are employed in relevant career goals. So that right there shows that our focus on experiential learning and helping students get hands-on experience in fields they want to get involved in is really helping our students actually make headway in those fields and get jobs in those fields once they end up graduating. Also, Suffolk alumni are very well known for making their voices heard in different fields of government, public service, media, communications, fine arts, entrepreneurship, basically every single field that we have. And like I said before when talking about our alumni, they find it extremely easy to come back to campus, mentor our students, and open up opportunities and connections for our student. Maybe that job you got or maybe that internship that you got during your sophomore year was because you linked up with one of our alumni at one of our Ramley sessions to meet up with them. So always, always, always talk with our alumni. They're phenomenal individuals who just want the best for every Suffolk University student. And really, our students move on from the university with all of the maturity, interpersonal skills, and real world experiences to start making immediate contributions to an organization right away, and they really hit the ground running in a professional environment. There is so much about the Suffolk University experience that results in these outcomes, going from experiential learning, mentorship of faculty, mentorship of our alumni, like I just talked about. But one area that I haven't covered yet is our Career Development Center. So basically, from your first day on campus all the way years and years and years down the road till you retire, you're going to have the resources and expertise of our career development staff at the ready to help you advance your career. They really help connect students with credit-bearing internships. They help students find jobs through different career fairs that we offer on campus. They also do one-on-one resume assistance. I know my first resume that I ever made was horrible. I went to my career and development center and they helped me out immensely. One thing I always tell students and every student I meet, during your time here at Suffolk, your classes, experiential learning, and everything in that realm is going to help you know your job like the back of your hand. The next natural step is you need to convince employers and organizations that you know your job like the back of your hand. And to make you well-rounded and develop those skills, you need to go to the Career and Development Center because they will help you with everything in that. And it really will make you a well-rounded individual. I tell students time and time again, if you don't go to the Career and Development Center at least once during your time at Suffolk, just to at least get your resume looked at, bare minimum, you will be doing an absolute disservice to yourself. This is one of the best offices that we have on campus, and every student should absolutely take advantage of it. Because really, this office connects with employers that we have in the city. And those employers, especially those in the city, really love to hire Suffolk University graduates because in many cases, they know them already. They've hired them as interns, they've invited them to job shadowing programs, they've met them through the job fairs and networking events that I just mentioned through the Career Development Center, and they've worked in our classes in actual business consulting projects. In a sense, all of these organizations in the city are an extension of the Suffolk University community, and they all play a crucial role in all of our students' education. A big chunk of the real world is woven right into the fabric of the university, and it really helps students make the smoothest transition possible from college to career. And really, here at Suffolk University, we offer you an experience that gets you into the action of the city and the world, and we don't want to make you wait. But at the same time, we're going to give you all of the tools and opportunities to make differences in ways that are going to be important to you. We've been doing this for just over a century now, enabling students to make valuable contributions in the world, regardless of where they may come from, who they know, what they may look like, and what their financial resources might be. And we want to see what you can bring to the table here at Suffolk University. So, I basically covered everything that I have about Suffolk University, from our opportunities, what you can do on and off campus, and everything during your time here and afterwards. But now I want to backtrack a little bit and talk about before Suffolk University and what you can do now and some next steps that you could take right now. First things first, I'm going to jump into our application. Right now, we have some of our application deadlines listed right here for the fall and spring admission. Early action for us is going to be November 15th. Regular decision for priority is going to be February 15th. If you happen to be a transfer student, June 30th is going to be the deadline for you for the fall semester. It is very important to note that us admissions counselors, we consider all aspects of the application and we take a holistic review, not just focusing on grades. So really, we're going to be looking for well-rounded, multi-dimensional people. I can tell you firsthand from examples, I'm an admissions counselor who reads applications. I'm really looking for students who get involved on school, maybe play a sport or two, maybe get involved in a club, maybe have a job outside. It doesn't have to be all four of those things together, but one of those things while balancing with school classwork is absolutely important because when you come to school, we're going to expect you to balance coursework with other opportunities, whether it be clubs, internships, athletics, or anything else that you can get involved in. So we really want students to demonstrate that they can do that while they're still in high school. So it's very important for us. When we're looking at how to apply, we take both the Suffolk University application or the common application. If you have a bunch of schools on the common application already, just tack us on, it'll make it so much easier for you. We are SAT and ACT optional, so if you feel like your test scores do not represent you as a student, you do not have to submit them to us. You can still get the top scholarship, you can still get into the honors program, and it will not hurt you in any way, shape, or form. You also don't have to do any substitutes, so no additional essays, no additional short answer questions. If you choose not to submit your test scores, we just don't look at them. If you choose to submit your test scores because you feel like they represent you and they feel like they can help out your decision in the admissions process, you can absolutely submit your test scores and we take them self-reported too. So you don't have to go through College Board. You can send us a PDF of your test scores and we will absolutely take that. My biggest thing is please make sure it has your name on it. I've gotten so many test scores from students that don't have their name on it. So if you're going to send me the PDF, absolutely have your name at the top just to help me out a little bit there. Like I said before, you can either apply to Suffolk University Boston or the Madrid campus. When I'm looking at an average application, On average, the GPA that I see is about a 3.2 to a 3.3. For students who submit test scores, it's usually right around an 1100 for the SAT and about a 21 for the ACT. When you submit your application, it's going to consider you for one, admission to the university because it is the admissions application. Two, it's going to see what type of honor, if you're going to be invited into the honors program. You're also going to be judged for merit-based aid. So there's no additional application for that. You will automatically be considered for a merit-based aid. And if students might need to get into any language-based programs. There are also additional ways to be admitted to Suffolk, such as our SU Advantage program. This is a program where students may have had a down semester or a down year, but then they really pick themselves up. They show a lot of potential and a lot of drive. We accept students like that into the university and give them all the resources that those students might need to make the smoothest transition possible from high school to college and really help our students thrive at Suffolk. We have had many students come into the SU Advantage program and just completely flourish on campus, take control of all the opportunities, and just do absolutely amazing on campus compared to what they did in high school. So it's one of my favorite programs that we have here. When we're talking about financial aid, it's obviously available. 92% of our incoming freshmen received financial aid last year. And like I said before, every single application is automatically considered for merit-based aid. We have two very useful tools that you can use to get a really good idea of what you might pay at Suffolk University. First, we have the net price calculator. That's where you put in some basic financial information, and it's going to spit out what you might get in need-based aid. Also, very specific to us, we have a merit scholarship estimate. That's where you put in some basic academic information, such as your GPA, or if you want to submit them test scores, and we can give you what your merit scholarship might look like. So if you combine those two together, you can get a very good idea of what it might look like to attend Suffolk University cost-wise. And here are some very important deadlines to keep in mind when you're applying for financial aid. For freshmen, the deadline is going to be March 1st. If you happen to be a transfer student, make sure you're getting it in by June 1st. For any spring freshmen or transfer students, make sure to get it in by December 1st for us. You can find the form online at fafsa.gov. It is free and we only require the FAFSA, so you don't have to do the CSS profile or anything like that, only the FAFSA for us. So go on fafsa.gov, fill it out for free. You don't have to go through any website to pay them, so don't worry about that. And you can find our FAFSA code right over here, 002218, or you can just type in Suffolk University. And once again, please, please, please take advantage of those two tools that I talked about with the net price calculator and the merit scholarship estimate too. Those can absolutely help you. And all of those resources are going to be available in our student financial services area of suffolk.edu. So that's the whole presentation that I have for students. My next thing that I always like to do is I escape right out of this, and I'm actually going to head over to our virtual tour real quick because I love to show where our location is in Boston. I don't know if you have ever been to Boston before, but if you have, if you happen to be walking the Freedom Trail, which takes you right from the State House right here, right down the street and going up Tremont Street, and we pass some historical sites like the Granary Burying Ground, where Paul Revere, Ben Franklin, and Sam Adams are buried, and then going right up here, actually near one of our residence halls, where the old Massachusetts State House is. And right over there is actually the seal where the Boston Massacre happened. That building right over there is called the Ames Building. It was originally built in, I think, like 1893, way, way, way back in the day, one of the oldest skyscrapers in the city of Boston. We recently took it over and turned it into one of our newest residence halls. So these are the rooms here. I absolutely love these windows, the big arching windows. Really, really beautiful. It looks way nicer than the apartment I'm living in right now. I'm so jealous of some of our students. Or you could be chilling at the top of Nathan Miller Residence Hall. If you go into the 360 view, and you just get an amazing skyline shot of the city of Boston. You can see the Prudential Center right over there, the John Hancock building right next to it. Over the river, you get to see Cambridge, the back of the Massachusetts State House, and our students' rooms are looking over all of this too. So it's really an absolutely beautiful location to be in. For some of the amenities on campus, right over here in the Stall building, you can see if I go backwards, this is actually where our TV studio is, like I'm talking about. So we have our very own TV studio on campus. And if I go through some of the pictures, you can see where our location is. Again, the Golden Dome of the State House right behind us. And this is some pictures of our library, which is located in 73 Tremont Street, or the Stall building. It's a very nice, quiet place to go to get away from the hustle and bustle of the city and take advantage of some quiet spaces to just sit down, read some books, get some studying done, or get some projects done while you're here on campus. campus. I know when I was a student, I loved to get outside my room and go to the library. I was so much more productive there when I didn't have all the distractions of my room and my roommates around me. So absolutely take advantage of the library. It's just such a great resource for students to use. Right over here is Sargent Hall, probably one of the most famous buildings that we have in downtown Boston. If you've ever seen the movie, I believe it's The Departed, they actually filmed part of it in Sargent Hall, which is a pretty cool thing for us. And who knows, you might be walking outside your building one day, and next thing you know, there's a Patriots parade outside because they won the Super Bowl, or maybe the Red Sox won the World Series. So it's really awesome that our students have the opportunity to just see stuff like that that doesn't happen all the time anywhere you go. So it really shows that we absolutely are integrated into the city of Boston. And one of my favorite places to show is the Ridgeway building. This is where we have our fitness center and gymnasium on campus. So right over here, we can see some pictures of our fitness center. It's all free for students to use, and I absolutely recommend you take advantage of this because it's just one of the best ways to blow off steam after class, maybe get a quick run in, jog in, or take advantage of some of the fitness classes that we host in some of our studios that are kind of hard to see, but they're kind of in that area right over there. And then in the next pictures, we can see where we have our basketball court where our men's and women basketball team plays, as well as our volleyball team plays right over there. It can usually get kind of packed and pretty loud, so I always recommend going to the sporting events. It's so much fun. We have so many more fields too. We have the East Boston Sports Complex where you can see we're right next to Logan International Airport. We have our soccer field, baseball field, and softball fields right over here for our students. And then I love showing some of the pictures of our Madrid campus too. This is actually where one of our students went to the Real Madrid Stadium. So it's just an absolutely phenomenal experience that our students get to take advantage of. So that's everything that I have on, oh, one more picture that I love to show. Because we are such an urban campus, we're just so integrated into the city around us. You can see right over here we have 10 West and Modern Theater, two of our residence halls, and it's located right in the theater district of Boston. So they're right next to the Opera House and Paramount Theater. Aladdin happened to be showing right then. So it's so easy for our students to head out and go down and check out that place. Our Student Government Association, I think it was, I want to say 2 or 3 years ago, I always forget, they were able to get Post Malone to come play on campus, which was phenomenal. Students can go right up here to North Station, which is also the TD Garden, which is where the Boston Bruins and the Boston Celtics play, and where many concerts in the city are held. So that's everything that I have on Suffolk University. I just want to end by having my contact information right over here for you. Again, my name is Patrick Dean. My email is pdean2@suffolk.edu. Please, please, please feel free to reach out to me with any questions that you might have. I'm here to answer them and I'm here to help you in any way, shape, or form that I can. I don't see that we have any questions up, so I always like to propose this question that students ask me a lot. And that is, what is the biggest piece of advice that you would give a student applying? And always the biggest piece of advice that I give to students applying is know the schools that you're applying to. You like I said during my presentation, academics is obviously going to be the keystone of any college experience. But being comfortable on campus and being engaged in your campus is absolutely important too. So you're going to want to know, am I comfortable on this campus? Am I being in this am I comfortable being in the city? Am I okay walking out my front door and being surrounded by all these buildings in Boston? If that's something that sounds great to you and it's something that sounds comfortable to you, Suffolk might honestly be the place for you and something where you can make your name known and some place where you can make a difference. If that doesn't sound comfortable to you, maybe it might not be the best choice. But I really want you to feel comfortable on your campus and really think that this is a place for you. I can be me here and I can absolutely be accepted here. Another big piece of advice that I give to students is please, please, please utilize us admissions counselors. You can see it right there in my title. I'm an admissions counselor. So I'm here to counsel you through the admissions process. I take that part very, very seriously. A couple of days ago, I was just helping one of our students sit down and rewrite her essay because she was really struggling with it. So I'm always here to help students and I'm always here to be a point of contact for you. Never be afraid to email me with any questions whatsoever about the college admissions process, no matter how simple you think the question might be, because I can tell you firsthand, I did everything wrong in the college admissions process. I applied too late. I didn't tour any of my schools. I didn't take advantage of everything. And that's one of the reasons why I became an admissions counselor, like I said before, is because I did every single step wrong. So I learned from all my mistakes, so you all don't have to. So please utilize me and please send me an email anytime you want to. I can always set up a Zoom meeting or set up a phone call with you to work with you individually. But overall, I'm just here to help you as much as I can. So that's pretty much my biggest piece of advice for any student that is looking for colleges. So that pretty much wraps up my presentation. Once again, I just want to say thank you all so much for taking time out of your day to learn a little bit more about Suffolk University. Please keep in touch with me and please reach out to me anytime. I'll now stop my share and I would love to pass it back to StriveScan. Let's see. Oh, right over here.
Thanks, Patrick, so much. And I'm just going to share my screen. Give me 1 second. Just the next screen. So thank you for joining us today. And thank you, Patrick, for coming to New Jersey virtually and meeting with us. When you close this window, be sure to answer the 4-question survey that will appear. We love your feedback and we love to hear more from you. Thank you for your feedback in advance. And you can see this session and other sessions that are being recorded in about a week at njacac.org/virtual fair, as well as you can see the rest of the schedule at njacac.org/virtual fair. Have a great night, everyone, and I hope you stay well.